Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
The Chiefs are 1-2, and now it's a heavyweight AFC showdown at Arrowhead as Kansas City hosts Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs enter as home underdogs, 3-point dogs in their own house. You definitely know Mahomes and company are itching to remind everyone who still runs the AFC. FanDuel has every angle covered, from Mahomes' passing yards to Pop and Kareem's rushing yards to how this defense stacks up against Lamar's ground game. Want even more action? Build your own same-game parlay and ride with Chiefs Kingdom all Sunday long. With fast payouts and an app that's smoother than a Mahomes sidearm throw, FanDuel makes every snap feel bigger. And don't forget, every Friday on Chief Concerns, we drop our 5-leg same-game parlay for the weekend, plus JD's 10 keys to victory, breaking down exactly how the Chiefs can knock off Baltimore and get back to 500. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. Chiefs as underdogs? That just means it's time to make a statement. Hiring can be just as stressful as watching the Chiefs in a close fourth quarter, waiting for the right candidates, sorting through resumes, and chasing down people who aren't even interested. Well, the future of hiring looks much brighter because ZipRecruiter's latest tools and features help you find the right people faster and save valuable time. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. With ZipRecruiter, you can connect with qualified candidates in minutes, and 4 out of 5 employers get a quality candidate within the first day. So don't wait. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/audio and try it free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End on your Monday evening. I am Marcus Dash, and we'll be waiting. We're Jason Dunn, former Chiefs tight end. Jason Dunn will be joining us shortly, of course. Gotta say, it's a victory Monday. Felt pretty good, just to obviously not be 0-3. 1-2 feels a lot better than 0-3. And gotta say, seeing Detroit Lions on this first drive here, that's a nice little drive by them. They have a little bit better of a running game than us, but our offensive line's a little bit better than theirs. So we can try to replicate what they're doing right now against the Baltimore Ravens next weekend. Ooh, a short week for the Ravens as well. And Jameson Williams dominating them on the first drive. So if we get Xavier Worthy back, our version of Jameson Williams, I think we'll be all right and A-okay going into next week. But we are a 3-point favorite, our 3-point dog going into next week. So at home, that's interesting line there. But obviously we'll get into all that stuff this week. It's going to be an action-packed week for the show. But yeah, so I hope everyone is doing well tonight. Let's see who is in the chat. Oh, okay, we got some good ones in here. We got Jeremy Gallagher, my guy, cannot wait. What's up, Jeremy? Hope all is well, buddy. Gary Holland, the man, the myth, Gary Holland. What is going on, my dude? Ramon Brown, what's good, y'all? Ramon, I'm doing all right, man. It's a victory Monday, and we're having ourselves a good day. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great show. I'm curious to see what JD's grades tonight. I know a lot of stuff happened last night. It was a tale of two halves. One half looked like dog crap from our offense. Second half looked fantastic, specifically that first drive after the second after the halftime. So interesting to see how JD grades it all tonight. I know the grade show is probably one of my favorite shows of the week because you got to kind of get a breakdown of what he's seeing, and then thus you get to see what players and coaches are seeing from that, you know, when they do their film review sessions and stuff. So do love that. It's very knowledgeable. We try to educate people. That's edutainment, right? So we have education and a little entertainment. That's kind of what we do. So yeah. Gary Holland, Trey L. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Trey, I hope all is well, my dude. You're my guy. Haven't seen you on our chat in a while, so welcome aboard again, man. James Lampy, or James Lamp. I don't know how you pronounce it, if the E silent or not, but James Lamp. Mr. Dunn, finally have your KC Chiefs football card in my collection. It's been a while since I tried to get it. Thank you, Marcus. Tell me where to get it. Have a great show. James, that's a good one, man. It's a good show. I don't know if it's the his rookie collection or if it's the one where it's him think it's gosh, who are the three? It was Richard T. Rich, and it's three people in the car, so I forget if that's that one or not. But hey, glad you got it, man. Glad you got the JD car in the collection. Hannah, good evening. I'm no expert on football. I just comment on what I see. You know, the eye test is everything sometimes, Hannah. So yeah, we love all the comments and all the engagement you guys give us. So happy you're here. Linda Hunter, hello everyone. Linda, what is going on? Justin the Way. Justin, what's up, buddy? What is going on? Faye Smith, hey guys. What's up, Faye? I hope you're doing well tonight. I hope you were doing fantastic. Joe E. Chiefs versus Giants game looked like too bad playing. Offensive team, the communications is broken. Buckner kicking is bad. Yeah, I mean, the kicking is rough, I will say. I mean, even the one he made, he clanked it in there. It's like, yeah, you don't want to see that. We'll kind of get to that when JD talks about special teams and stuff, but it's one of those things, you know, like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a full scale of stuff just not working in our direction right now. But hey, we get a win. That's the first step in the right direction is getting in the win column. So, yeah. So our guy Jason Dunn is joining us now. We'll get him in here. There he is. What's up, JD?
What's going down, man? What's happening with you, Marcus? What's up, man?
Nothing much, man.
Good. How you talking some good stuff? Good Chiefs.
Yeah, I was talking to them while I was seeing Detroit Lions driving down the field. I'm like, ooh, okay. I'm seeing that if they're doing that, we can do that. We have a better offensive line. I know we don't have the same kind of run game with Jahmyr Gibbs. However, if we can do that, if we can have a balanced attack like we had after halftime last night, anything's possible. And I saw Jameson Williams has gotten behind the defense a few times. We have a few guys who can match Jameson Williams' speed. So if Jameson Williams is doing that against Baltimore, you best believe Matt Nagy and Andy Reid are circling that. Oh, okay. All right. We see something going on here. We can replicate that.
Really, we got a few guys that can do that, maybe.
Well, according to Tasia, we have wide receiver 1 and Tyquan Thornton.
yeah. According to him, we only got one guy that can do it. Like, geez.
But yeah, we got a few guys who are burners who could potentially do what Jameson Williams is doing, and and if we have Xavier Worthy back, hey, a guy who exploited their defense last year in his debut, right? He had 2 touchdowns in his debut against them. So if we could have that speed back, it's a lot of options against Baltimore next week. And a lot of people said Baltimore was looking ahead to playing us, and that's why they may lose this game tonight. That's what a lot of the pundits were looking ahead to seeing Kansas City.
That's not how it works, man. I mean, look, you need every game in the NFL, especially with a game against a playoff team like Detroit, okay, which you almost potentially had to think about. Detroit is a Super Bowl contender, really. So playoff team, you got to be like, okay, we got to be on top of our thing. We got to win this match. So this whole looking, you ain't playing chopped liver. That's not how it works. And so. This ain't the Panthers that you're going against, or who's another bad team that everybody that's pretty much a win. Cleveland, maybe, I don't know.
Tennessee,
right? This is not it.
So when you hear former players on ESPN, the Ryan Clark's, I'm not saying they said look ahead, but I've heard former players talk about that stuff before. When you hear former players say what are you doing? Because that's not true. It's not. I mean, you've been in locker rooms. We don't look ahead. We look at the opponent we're playing. We don't look 2 weeks ahead. I mean, has that ever been a thing where you're looking at 2 weeks ahead? It's we have Tennessee this week, but we have Cincinnati the following week. Has that ever been a thing?
No. We want to win every single game. That's how we're wired. You practice because you practice against that opponent. You're not practicing for 2 weeks down the road now. And obviously you're setting things up because of what you do, but you want to grow on everything that you do every single game that you play. If I'm sitting over here and I'm echoing what other players are saying, I mean, I'm just telling you that you'll never look 2 games ahead. The only way that you can start thinking that is man, I got to win this game just to get into the playoffs. So you're sitting there saying things of that nature. But as far as first of the season, you're trying to win everything. You're trying to get your stats up. You're trying to get bragging rights. You're trying to win. And so this whole looking ahead to another opponent and stuff, no. And the thing is, if it does happen, then you don't have a good coach. You don't have good players. I think it's just utterly ridiculous. to make that assertion that guys are just looking ahead to a different. Now, you could say looking past an opponent, you might say, hey, you might think a team is not as good as you thought they would be. That may be a thing, right? It's like, okay, well, we got an easy win. We should have an easy win, but it's not an easy win here in the NFL any given Sunday. And there's a reason why it says that, because it's true. That's true. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Who's all in the chat tonight, man? Marcus, I can't get in, man, with the whole thing. I still can't get in, brother.
Yeah, no, I said the email I sent you on Friday was, if you just go to the StreamYard website, don't click on the invite link. Just go to the StreamYard website yourself without the invite link, and it'll be on there.
So you said I could go out and go check my email on Friday?
No. If you just go to the StreamYard website,
yeah,
like the main StreamYard website, don't click on the invite link. Just go to the main StreamYard website,
yes,
and it'll be. I don't know why. I mean, I looked it up because you did it on Friday. On Friday when you came for the betting show, you did it on Friday.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So it's the same way. Just do not. For you to be an admin, you have to go through the StreamYard website. Don't click on the invite link. The invite link is only for Tasia, right? Tasia and yes, we have.
Let me step out and come back in. Let me see something, okay? Okay. Maybe I think what it is I'm using a different email than like what I signed up for, because I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe, okay.
Yeah, so I'll see y'all in a second. Hold on, who's on here first before? Hey, Marion Oliver, Perry Gilmore, Gary Holland, Tailgater, Melly Matrix, Delmonte Green Beans, Lawrence Zinkser, Perry Gilmore. Who else is in here? I'm the Brown. Okay. So we'll get this thing jumping. Let me get back in here real quick. We have a conversation, you all. So
all right.
See you in a second.
See you, buddy. Just getting some stuff figured out. JD will be back on. The admin role, so JD will be able to click on comments and be able to shout out different people throughout the chat. Just figure that technical difficulties. It's interesting how that works sometimes, but nonetheless. All right, so see, Detroit scored in their opening drive, so 7-0 Detroit. Baltimore, I know JD just said they're not looking past Detroit to go play Kansas City, but are they? I mean, yeah, who knows? And one thing too, Detroit's a good team, so it's not like they're playing some bad team going into week 4 of the season. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle next week. Obviously, a lot of history there between the two teams, going back to playoff showdowns. Some of Mahomes' greatest highlights have come against Baltimore. So lots of history between the two squads, right? Tailgater, Baltimore does not want the smoke. No, they don't. Well, yeah, I mean, people will. I guarantee this. I guarantee you, a lot of people are going to go pick the Baltimore Ravens this week. People just don't think, even though we won yesterday, people still aren't buying us just based on all the hot take shows that I saw this today. And Derrick Henry touchdowns. We got a 7-7 game. We got a big time shootout in Baltimore right now. Gonna be a good one. Won't be saved by a toe again. Yeah, I don't know if Isaiah Likely's even back yet. Isaiah Likely probably is not back yet. I don't think he is, at least. Let me see here. Isaiah Likely. No, not back yet. Not rushing to get back into action is what the report I just saw. So, yeah. I mean, again, they have a packed team. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman. You have Mark Andrews still, and then you have the ground game with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, one of the best to do it. So that'll be an interesting one. Linda Hunter, you are brave to watch the hot take shows, Marcus. Yeah, it's sometimes they have decent guests on who want to talk about the game, and you get to hear some of the takes out there. The broad people who don't know much about football takes, especially people who don't know anything about the Kansas City Chiefs takes. So it's interesting to watch those and hear those out. But at the same time, you're dealing with kind of people who just want to get the clicks and all that stuff. And I'll say this too, right? With these hot take shows, you get to hear what the overall sentiment is about the team, what people are saying, and I get to hear that, there's definitely people who wants to lose. So it's interesting in that perspective. I try to avoid it when we lose, but I brave it and I go back in and I'll watch even after we lose. Just I like to hear the overreactions. Oh yeah, this team's done. The dynasty's over. Nah, yeah, Kansas City's done. And I heard that even today, even after we won. I mean, that's just how it is, right? Like that, the Eagles can scrape by teams every week, but when we win by multiple scores, multiple possessions, people still want to do that and say, oh yeah, this team doesn't have it, right? They struggled against the Giants for one half of that game, but the second half of that game, we didn't struggle against them, right? But that's the point. No one wants to talk about that. Unfortunate. Marion Oliver, Ravens seen the Chiefs in their rear view mirror. Maybe, Marion, maybe. Did it work, JD?
It worked. That's what it is. I'm using a different email, and I'm like, I thought I signed up with this one, and that's the problem. So,
okay.
It had a whole different thing in it, man. So
perfect. They were good to go now.
Yeah, good to go, man. I'm gonna make sure that I have it like all settled in. If any of you are out there like me, okay, and I got probably 5 emails, and I'm get confused where I put everything at different times and what is being sent to me and all those different things, that tends to be an issue and a problem. So I'm the Brown. Yeah. Hey, I'm the Brown. I'm like you. I have too many identities, my brother. Yeah. I'm the Brown. Yeah. So it's all good, man. It's all good. So
there we go. We're squared away now. So that's good.
Right away, man.
So that means when I send you the link from now on, you'll be able to click into that and you'll be able to be JD like how it was before.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna keep it like it's just open coming to this one to make sure that's there.
Cool.
Yeah. And I really don't try to have too many burners. I don't, so I have so my emails, I have email out for my foundation. I have email for, like me and my wife, I shared one. Of course, I have my one that people send to me. And look, I don't check my emails all the time. I tell people, if you got my number, text me, call me, do something like that. I hate emails and people sending it. Or, and if I don't know what's coming, it's an email world. It is. It's out there in the ether. So
yeah. Now, I big on people when you do send an email or something, just like dropping a text saying, "Hey, I sent that email." It's like, oh, okay, just so I know, to be on the lookout for it, to be anticipating something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like, oh, you never told me, so I didn't check my email to see that. Under Brown says, get a sticky note for the stream to help you remember, JD.
Yeah, I got it, man. I got it in my notes, brother. I got it in my notes. So.
Appreciate that, Amda. Appreciate it, buddy. So JD, we got a high scoring game already. First quarter of the game, Derrick Henry 30-yard run to tie the game up with the Ravens and Lions. So Lions drove down with ease, and then the Ravens drove down with ease. So 7-7. And I'll tell you what, the Ravens, while they did spank the Browns last week, that's a defense that a lot of people coming into the season were like, oh, that's going to be a great defense. But we saw what Buffalo did to them week 1. Last week, not so much. Cleveland's just, kind of a wreck on offense. But already in this game, we're seeing Detroit kind of have their way with them offensively. So, again, every team's got problems. We always want to magnify our own team's issues, but every team's dealing with something, right? Like my brother last night, we came over for for dinner last night, and I was watching the Chiefs, and he's like, "Man, what's wrong with your team right now?" And I was, "Yeah, well, Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy they're out right now." He goes, "Yeah, okay, I don't want to hear that." He goes, "Every team's dealing with something. Our offensive line is atrocious." I was like, "Yeah, but you guys came into the season like that." He goes, "Yeah, so what? Every team's got their own thing going on." Which is true. To a point, it's true, right? Like the Ravens, I'm sure their fans aren't happy about the way the defense has looked throughout the first 3 weeks of the season. So again, we're not the only team going through something. That's the overarching point.
So, but the Ravens, what are they? What would you say their struggles are? Maybe I haven't watched enough of them though. So
the Ravens,
yeah. I know their defense what they're giving up. When I watched them against the Bills, like it was atrocious how they let them come back into the game, which they never should have. And really, I think I put a little bit on the offense too because they became a little bit mediocre toward the end and just kind of took the foot off the gas. And the thing is, certain situations, man, you just keep punching them in the mouth. So,
yeah.
Sasha said defensive injuries is what she said.
Yeah.
What is okay? So
yeah, I know that the one thing they were struggling with after week 1, which they thought they figured out going into week 2 against Cleveland, but we're seeing tonight Detroit's having their way in this first quarter. Communication and missed tackles were a big thing that they were trying to hone in on, especially missed tackles from the secondary point of view, right? So once you get back the 1 and 2 levels, you get to the third level. That's where they had issues against Buffalo, and tonight it looks like some blown coverage. So maybe communication as well is continuing.
Well, I seen that, and I watched this game. I didn't get to see the game they had last week. But Tailgater, as G-Pick, Tailgater. Love it. Okay. Good to see you. Good to see you.
There's his burner.
Yeah. You know? So,
everyone's got one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try to put mine. I don't mind putting my name out there. Shoot. I'll let you know who it is.
Put your name on it, baby. Stamp it.
That's right.
That's one thing we don't shy away from here, guys. We don't shy away from our takes here and being 100 and real with you. So we'll put a stamp on it. And Blend Matrix says defense and killer instinct for the Ravens, I guess. But I think one thing right now with the first 3 weeks, I think still teams are still trying to find their identity, right? Because your 2025 identity is not going to be the same as your 2024 identity. It's just it's a new team. It's a new brand of football every year, right? For some of these squads. So it's the first 3 weeks, you're still trying to find it. And I believe a couple weeks ago, we had Marcus, your former teammate, come on and just pretty much say the first 3 weeks of the season, it's an extension of preseason, which really is. At this day and age, it really is an extension of preseason as far as trying to find out who you are, trying to find out who works, who doesn't work with schemes that they're rolling out. So it's still after these 3 weeks, I think you'll start to see teams kind of fine tune and get their identity going forward.
And you're right. It takes time. Shoot, about week 5, you kind of start like, okay, this is who we should be. This is how it should look like. And I think you just try to stay in that lane and keep riding it out. So obviously, there's going to be some things that you have to, make contingency plans for, injuries and whatnot. Yes. Same thing like the Bengals, right? Without Joe Burrow. But Jake Browning is, I thought, was a pretty good quarterback. When he came in at one, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When Joe Burrow was hurt, he did a masterful job. And so now I guess he's just doing a little struggling right now, Marcus. I don't know. You know what? I didn't even get to see the Bengals. I haven't even watched their games. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't. Now, one game have I watched of the Bengals. So I don't know.
That was one of those games, this past week. Once I saw it, because I did like the 4 box on YouTube. That was one of the games I did not watch. Once I saw the scores already like 24-0, like the first quarter, I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I'm not going to go watch that game. And I don't have any players on the Vikings or the Bengals in fantasy, so I didn't.
Right. So, me either.
Those are 2 teams I avoided. Once I didn't get Chase or Higgins, I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm out on the Bengals.
Yeah, shoot, yeah. Now, actually, I have one. I have Chase Brown.
Okay.
And usually, I don't watch him. I watch my squad and look at the numbers. I'm just looking for him to pull up big numbers, and he hadn't been doing that. So that is been an issue here. So.
Yeah. But, hey, Carson Wentz, old friend, did some work yesterday with that Minnesota. Just looking at his stat line here. I didn't really get to see the highlights or anything, but 14 of 20, 173 yards, 2 TDs.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
The Andy Reid resurrection. Yeah, the resurrection story for Carson Wentz. He's going to lead Minnesota to the promised land.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also some injuries, right? Every week, you see some injuries. Like James Conner out for the season. Nick Bosa today tore. They said he tore his ACL, so he's out for the season. So you're seeing a lot of injuries, man.
What?
Nick Bosa, he tore his ACL.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Or no, not kidding. And then Conner, I believe it was an Achilles tear for James Conner yesterday. He got carted off the field.
Daggone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's tough. At the end of the day, it's a grueling, tough sport and very physical. I think these things happen, man.
It is. Takes it all. Takes a little bit of luck, guys staying healthy. That's how you move, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So tonight's episode, guys, if you're tuning in to Monday Morning Tight End on your Monday evening for the first time, it's JD's going back into the classroom and telling us what he saw in this game as he grades each position group from our first win of the season against the Giants. We'll go dive into the coaching as well as the different position groups, and JD gives his rationale on what he saw from last night. JD, before we get into it, anything that stood out to you upon doing your kind of review today?
Did anything stand out to me? I think, man, the defense is playing really well now. They seriously. I love everything that they're doing. They're giving our team a chance to win. It's the offense that need to score points, put points on the board. That's what it boils down to. So we've held teams under 20, and just to get to a point where you're saying, hey, man, like this is what you need to do to win. And offense needs to match that. They need to match their energy. But I love the secondary just playing aggressive. I love the scheme that Spags has been showing. All of this is a problem. And this is going to move into the very next week when we're going to have Derrick Henry, obviously Lamar Jackson, and those things. We know that. But that's going to be good for us. That's going to be good for us. So obviously everybody's going to be taking a good gander at this game tonight, just to see how everything is going to fall through with this. But it was a good win for us. It was a good win for it. A good confidence builder that guys can kind of like, okay, we got the monkey off our back. Now let's go play some ball, right? So that's what it all boils down to. Because everybody, Chiefs are not beating or blowing teams out and lost 2 games. Criticism everywhere. Everybody's going to jump on top of them. That's what it has been happening. So yeah.
Yeah, like when you went out to type in your password, JD, to log in with your other email. I made a comment because I was watching some of the hot take shows today.
Yeah.
If you just watched it, didn't know what happened, what the outcome was of the Chiefs game, you would think we lost, right? And it's like they were saying, "Oh man, it was a close game against the Giants in the first half of the game." Like, they're unwatchable. They're unwatchable. If you didn't know any better, if you didn't know the Chiefs won, you would think we lost based on some of the analysis I heard today on some of these hot take shows.
They were saying the Chiefs is unwatchable.
Yeah, Colin Cowherd and his Jason McIntyre.
Oh man, come on! Look, Colin Cowherd, man. Listen, Colin Cowherd has descended into a place that is without a doubt continue the conversation going, clicks and all these. That's what it is, right? He's monetizing with negativity and doubt and all those different things, right? Because everybody else is jumping all over it. His co-host, he's been off a reservation for a long anyway. So I don't even mention him. I can't believe his name is Jason. He should know better. So Linda Hunter said Colin Cowherd. Yeah, that's what it is, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. I forgot he said something maybe a few weeks ago, and I was just like, "Oh, this is just such a ridiculous take." So, yeah. I don't watch. You know what, man? I don't watch any of those shows. I don't watch Pat McAfee. I don't watch Colin Cowherd. If I see anything, I might see something on Twitter, like a little, bite. What? That's it.
Yep.
I'm not sitting down watching these dudes. Hey man, let them do. They stay in their lane with everything they want to. Cool. I ain't got no problem with it. But if I'm watching the game like I'm doing now, and I break it down, then that's what you're going to be able to see. You're going to get it from what I know how things operate in the NFL and how the team operates. Is what I'm gonna give you.
Right. So. Well, and I watch those shows. 2 things, right? I want to hear what the public discourse is, just because I can say, oh, a lot of people are saying this, yada yada yada, right? Also, on top of that, they have guests, right? So they have Matt Hasselbeck come on, and I remember week 1 of the season, Colin kind of framed a question where he wanted Matt to kind of be negative about the Chiefs. And Matt's like, oh, I mean, with the weapons they have, Xavier Worthy, Rashid Rice, this is a team that I could see them being like a high power offense this year. And like Colin was like blown away by that. So like having, former guys like come on a show and talk, there's certain guys like Hasselbeck's not really in the media's world trying to like get clicks and stuff. So he's just speaking ball. He's just talking X's and O's. But there are some guys who do have their own platforms who do want to get clicks. So they come on there and they'll spout nonsense. But for the guys like Hasselbeck and, other guys who come on the show, just talk X's and O's, like, how we do it on the show, you see just regular normal talk, which is like, okay, it's good information to hear.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you really want to hear. The barbershop was sitting there saying even platforms that cover the Chiefs was ridiculous outside of the Chiefs' concerns. And that's what it is. And look, I get it. There's perspective you're going to have from certain people, but certain ones want clicks. They relish in that negativity and, all in your face and, come in and fuss and fight and all, like they like that stuff. To me, I'm trying to give some context to everything that happens. We were 0-2, both games lost by 3 points, and I'm sitting there saying, "What's like we got it." There's context to everything that's going on. Now, look, we can look at the things that are happening, why they shouldn't be happening, what the problems and the issues are, and then we can address that and talk about how we get better at doing it. But then it's a whole different thing, a different conversation that other people have. And I whoever they're talking about, I don't know. It's just, this, and the Chiefs to that, blah, blah, blah. And people want to come in and scream at the void. They're just going to scream in and have their say and can't wait to take a dump on the guys.
Yeah.
And we just not, that's not our business. So when we had Blaylock in here, me and Block, I was like, Block, look, we play the game, okay? We know how we feel. We know how that is. And so Block, the first thing he said, Block said, man, first off, the guys in the NFL, he's not trash. Okay. Let's just start there with it. Okay. With the conversation. Now, there's some things because it's a performance-based business, guys might not be getting the job done. Okay, cool. We could talk about that. Why is he not getting the job done? Okay. Is there somebody else that could come in, or do you stick with a guy to see if you can still get something out of him? Is he just having a bad week, or, is the technique that bad? You got to evaluate all those things. But you can look at one game and get so high on something like Tyquan Thornton, and get low on a guy because he just had a bad week. All of a sudden, like we were talking about last night, all the running backs and track this and that, blah, blah. Hey, man, no. Per couple of weeks, the line wasn't doing their job. Not to the degree that they know they can do it. And so they all had to own that. And they did. They took accountability, as they should have. And so, you didn't have no linemen sitting over patting themselves on the back like, hey, we did that good job, man. How come these running backs? Okay. Yeah. Shoot. Everybody's going to have at least looking at the film, and I guarantee the last 2 weeks was very quiet. It was very quiet in the film room. Because you had to sit back and you had to take it. You had to look at yourself and realize this ain't us. This ain't it. It's a reflection. So that's why, as some players, and I told them, I don't like players to come out here and just start dogging dudes all the time. Because sometimes we sit back like, yo, really? Like, was you really perfect? Because we can pull some film up if you doing some things wrong. Every single one of us. I don't care if you got a gold jacket or not. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You didn't win every battle. You didn't. So, and also, too, everybody that played this sport, you got teammates. Everybody's got to do their job. And so sometimes guys around you doing their job help you get that gold jacket, help you get those accolades, help you get those yards. And so this is like one of the last team sports that you have to rely on the guys around you. Yeah. Pure and simple. I don't care what you think. Oh, I can have to do it by myself. Try it and see how it happens. See how you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Right. So that's why this kind of upsets me, man. It does. It runs through me. That's like it is.
Yeah. The episode with Blaylock and JD last week, just you guys going over the film, you going from the offensive line perspective, him going from the running back perspective. That was a really beautiful episode. I had people DM us saying that was a great episode, very educational. A lot of the comments were all about how educational it was. It really was. Just to see what was going on there, going over it over and over again. Seeing what the right guards do, what left guards do, what they should be doing, who they're supposed to get up to, where the running back's supposed to be looking. The whole thing was fantastic. But more on kind of what people were talking about in the chat, like last night, and people were saying what things negativity gets clicks, which we're not about that on the show. We had people send us DMs last night, like, hey, thanks for being positive about the team after the win, because a lot of the other channels who had shows last night or this morning were very negative about the win, right? Whereas like we had people praise the conversation you and Tasia had about like, Tasia was loving Tyquan Thornton. Not saying you weren't loving Tyquan Thornton, but Tasia was loving on Tyquan Thornton. You were loving on Hollywood Brown. It was a lot of love in the chat last night, a lot in the episode last night, and people wanted to hear more of that. Whereas there was a lot of the channels that were honing in on the negative stuff of the win as opposed to the positive stuff of the win.
Right. And my thing was, I wasn't not loving on Tyquan.
Of course not. No.
You know what I'm saying? Sure, yeah. I love everything he did. Man, daggone, bravo. Man, I've been calling this dude out like, shoot. That's what I love. I love it. I love it. And that's just like him being a high draft pick, New England not getting to play because, whatever, and then not being that guy, having issues and problems. And part of that was drops and things of that nature. This didn't quite work out. Comes here, right? And guess what? Now there's a reemergence of his career. Hopefully, this is what this turns into. I'm so proud of this guy. I'm so happy for him. So I don't want people to get me wrong when I'm sitting over saying that. But also, too, I'm putting in context like, hold on, wait a minute now. Okay? This is a great game for him. It is. And I hope he keeps stringing these together. But when I'm sitting over, I'm looking at some of the comments on Hollywood Brown. He's like, he's trash and chopped liver. And he ain't it. And I'm like, yo, like, pump your brakes on that. Seriously. Like, I can't even believe I had to debate some of that last night, coming in and Tyquan Thornton to be the third. Well, I'm like, what? What? Huh? Good. Let it keep working to get there.
Right.
Okay? There's something he has a skill set he does very well. We could utilize that. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. But, it's more than just that.
Right.
It is. It's more than just that. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, you guys, there's a lot of love and debating last night where it was more like apparently, because I didn't watch any other shows, we were doing our own show, but from what I saw and gathered from different clips and different people were saying, it was there's just too much of the negativity of our game last night, where it was like these are Chief channels they're talking about. And we're not ignoring the stuff, because we talked about some of the things we'd like to see more also, but like it's from what I gather from people who were DMing us, it would seem like people were highlighting the negative stuff more so than the positive stuff from the game, which two halves to football, right? The first half was ugly, second half was beautiful. So like, I mean, let's talk about the beauty, right?
Right. You make adjustments and say, okay, maybe let's scrap this. Let's be the team that we really are. And so sometimes you had to come in like, hey man, listen, we up on the team, tied going in at the half that we know we should be blowing out. Now, we got to realize also too, the Giants have gotten better. They're a much better team than they had been in the past. And so we got to realize that. So Giants will get blown out by like 4 or 5 touchdowns. Russ just had a career, a game last week, 450 yards. Everybody was jumping with that and popping. So, we had to go in and shut that down, and shut down Spags, and the defense did. They accomplished that, Marcus.
Yeah.
Did. So it was a brilliant display on how a defensive team comes in and absolutely decimates an offense. You take away the best weapon, okay, and you make everybody else around you beat them. And they couldn't do it. Hey, let's Scatterboo, let him go get his little things. That's cool. Scatterboo look good, right? He's a little bowling ball. Sucker runs hard. Love his game. With Scatterboo, it's ain't Arizona State, man. You ain't going to beat us running the football. That's not going to happen. Sorry, partner.
I will say, and after that first carry he had where he broke like a couple tackles, the defense adjusted big time, and every hit was a thump. So they came in like overly aggressive and physical after that first carry that Scatterbo had, a first carry or catch where he broke a couple tackles. They're like, okay, we got to bring the heat, and they started thumping after that. So really, the Giants really ignited a little fire in the defense in that first half of the game. So it was you love to see that.
Yeah.
So. Face Smith Brownlee. Brownlee did check in the game last night. He was in there. It was nice to see Brownlee in there, although he didn't get a target. But he was in there, and it was nice to see all the receivers getting burned last night, getting repetition. Right, Nico got reps. Brownlee got reps in there, so it was nice to see a lot of guys getting utilized last night. So that was one thing that I loved from the coaching staff last night, was using everybody, using all the receivers, using all the running backs, using all the tight ends. He loves to see that. So yeah, Brownlee played, but he didn't get a target. So.
Yeah, and it could happen, and we said this in the offense that we have with the Chiefs. It could be one guy just making all the catches, somebody can get off. Okay, he does a great job of distributing the ball to other players, different players. That's what Pat does. Pat takes what the defense gives him, and so if somebody's on, shoot, let them be on. We don't go with the whole like typical number one. We could say that number one, number two, number three, this and that. But with the Chiefs, we're going to ride the hot hand with the guys that's open. Let Pat be the maestro that he is. Okay. Let him facilitate, get the ball to the guys that need to get the ball, the guys that's going to be open. And so he's going to do that. I'm glad we was able to find Tyquan Thornton deep last night. He made some great catches. But we're not going to take away, when I looked at this film, not going to take away from Juju or Hollywood Brown or Travis Kelce, even the running backs catches from last night. Every single one of those catches meant something. Juju played a hell of a game last night, man. He looked good. Juju looked good. And there's certain things that, like we talked about, like the intermediate, short routes, Hollywood Brown, masterful at it. That's why you have a guy like this. Shoot, the one that we had to get down to the goal line where he throws deep to Hollywood Brown, and Hollywood Brown goes up knowing this is the veteran move, okay? Knowing he jumps up and the defender had to go through him. So Hollywood Brown just having that, that IQ, okay? Because it's really a jump ball, okay? Because it hangs up there. And that's the thing about it. So he made it to where the point he put himself in a position that the guy had to come through him to try to make the play. That's what experience gives you. That's why a guy like that is so valuable at a time like that, how to get a first down. So these are things that we got to take everything for what it is. We just have to. We got to take everything into account, man. So, and I look at it, this is just us getting better. So wide receiver getting better. Nico got a reverse. Got Rashard Smith, let him get a little run. You know what I'm saying? When those little quick hitter on the jet sweeps and stuff. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to find out. Now we started seeing Pacheco running a little bit downhill. Those things work. We started attacking a little bit of the middle of the field last night. Hey, man. And the Chiefs just need to find their rhythm. That's what it boils down to. As soon as we do that, we're gonna be fine, man. We can play with anybody. We can. Shoot, we had two like the Chargers and the Super Bowl champs first 2 weeks. Okay, and we should have came out there with a win.
Yeah, that close.
So,
yeah. All right, so let's begin with our first. It's our coaching staff, JD, our offensive side of the ball, Andy and Nagy.
Yes, Andy and Nagy, offensive side of the football. I'll be real quick with this. I think our rhythm on some of the plays that we were calling just didn't seem like it was just gelling the way that it should have. There were some good plays that was called. And then there was some questionable for me, like, okay, why are we running tight end screen right here? Or maybe we down here in the red zone and we run it like we run a lot of different screens. And you got to know how fast their linebackers are and how good their defensive line is. If you're watching your guys kind of getting challenged, I'm gonna say challenged. Maybe you had to switch it up some. And so what we did see, the first half didn't look like the second half. The second half was a lot better. We started mixing and run as we should have. We got to utilize our talent. We got to utilize our weapons. And so I seen a little bit more of that the second half as opposed to the first half. It was kind of like still like that dink and dunk, but Juju and those guys had some really good plays. But from the coaches in itself, I gave him a C plus. I gave him a C plus because of the first half. The second half the game should have been called. So Linda Hunter, C plus. Oh, good job, Linda. So that's why I gave him C plus. So
yeah, I mean, hey, the second half is what you've been calling for a long time, right? So hopefully they replicate what they did in the second half for a full game next week. Gonna need that against Baltimore.
Yeah. If our defense is playing lights out like they've been doing, we're gonna have that. We're gonna have that. So stop down Zay, shut Zay down and Derrick Henry. That's what you got to do, and you make sure that you got to corral Lamar Jackson. And the way that we ran to the football last night, gang tackling, getting hats on guys, I love it. I love it. So that's part of like the preparation, Marcus, of what we're saying. This worked this week. Hey, guess what? The very next week we could throw in a few of these plays, these blitzes and whatnot. It's going to look good. Okay, same thing offensively too. So,
agreed.
All right. Yeah.
Agreed. Next up, we got the offensive line, JD, and I feel like much like the coaching staff, I feel like the second half play was much better than the first half play.
Yeah. I could say that. There was a couple of times offensive lines got us into some precarious positions. There was times guys got beat. I mean, it's going to happen, right? I mean, it's football. But too many times I've seen guys kind of in Patrick's face that he couldn't step into throws. And there was one that he could have thrown a touchdown to Noah Gray. Like he was doing a basically like an over route to the corner. Man, Pat wanted to throw to him, but he didn't have enough time. So somebody was getting pushed back. Josh Simmons, he got a real guy in front of me last night, man. I'm gonna say this: Burns, that little step that he took last night helped us out. That slowed him down some. And I'm like, that took a little bit out of it. Woo! I was like, daggone, you don't want to see nobody get hurt. I was like, shh. But I knew it. I said, man, that's going to slow him down. And it did. It did. But other guys is out there still trying to come out there and load up on us. O-line, I think, did a decent job for the most part in some of the run game. They looked pretty decent. But I think some one-on-ones, Juwan Taylor still standing up, kind of getting beat. Creed Humphrey getting beat. I like similar tape. He was really doing a good job pulling. Andrew Brown said, explain what you saw from Creed. From Creed, what I saw from Creed. I don't know if maybe he's just not moving fast enough. I think he's recognizing maybe too late getting his hands on guys and his feet. And that's what you do. You got to block guys with your legs and your feet and get his hands. He's such a strong guy that, if you get his feet in front of guys and get his hands on them, then it's over. But if you get beat on initial step like Creed is, because Creed's not your most nimble of centers, okay? But in the space around him, shoot, he should win. But you know what happens? You put a linebacker on a guy like Creed, then you can see how somebody is just more athletic than you. He got that one in the A gap. Creed was like, oh, he reached out for air. There was nothing there to grab. I said the O-line man got a C plus. That's what they got. I give him a C. Yeah.
C
Actually,
plus.
I gave him a C.
Okay. Jawan Taylor, I know he's getting flack for the alignment issue last night. So that came again. That came up again. And then also there was that one play where he got dominated by Brian Burns, which you talked about. Brian Burns is one of the best. He got dominated in a play. And again, if you nitpick every play, be it, Trent Williams to Jawan Taylor, you can find a play where a guy's going to get dominated. But the kind of one of the things that a lot of people were talking about after the game last night, still today, is that Jawan Taylor leads the NFL in penalties committed with 7 through the first 3 weeks and is on pace to finish with 39. He's committed 50 penalties since 2023, the season he joined the Chiefs, by far the most in the league. So a lot of people are just highlighting that aspect of Jawan. Forget about the penalties aspect. How did he look to you last night?
Jawan Taylor?
Yeah.
I mean, he still got to work on some things, man. Mediocre. I think Jawan Taylor's still a little hurt. That's how he looked to me. That's exactly how it looks to me. He's still a little injured. Still like he's still fighting through it somewhat. And I think for me, that's what explains some of his stiff-leggedness and movement and just kind of pushing off. Guys don't tell that, but this is just my opinion. When I'm watching, I'm like, man, he looks like he still might be a little hurt there, and under a little pain. So I don't know. That's me. But he's much better than what he showed last night. And then of course the penalties and stuff like that. He just got to know, and everybody knows it. They're gonna be looking for him. They're gonna be in the ref's ear. I would be. If I'm a coach, every single offensive outing the Chiefs have, watch 74 off the lineman scrimmage. Watch 74 jumping the cat. Watch. He gonna hear it. The ref's gonna hear it the entire game. As a matter of fact, I would make sure that one of the coaches like that was your job to the referees. Just be in their ear all the time about 74 because it works. It works.
It's funny that he got an alignment call before the referees in the Eagles game have called a false start on the guards and the tush push. I find that funny that the alignment penalty was called on Jawan Taylor before any kind of false start was called in the tush push, even after they said they were going to highlight it this week, and still it continued as well in that game. Not to bring up the Eagles, but I just say, it seems like one guy is getting kind of called out for things that another team is blatantly doing every week, but.
If you known a guy to be a drunk, okay, known for drinking, and then you see him a little bit later and he stumbles, you're like, oh, that sucker's drunk. That's for them, that's the history they're gonna have and say, yeah, that's who this guy is. And they're gonna call it out every time. He might not even drink no more. Okay. It's just you might, hey man, I don't drink like you used to. Yeah, don't lie to me. I can tell. I see that little stumble. So, but that's just what it is. That's just what it is right now. So he's working through it. Same thing. He's working through it. But I think he might still feel a little bit of the effects. He's still pushing through it. So,
do you still believe he's on a short leash?
Say it again.
Do you still believe he's on a short leash as far as giving up that job to Jalen Moore?
Hey man, listen. Everybody's on the short leash. The way it looks in the NFL, if you bad or terrible, you do have a short leash. There's some things they can stand and some things they can't stand.
Right.
So they're being very patient with him. But I'm sure patience is something that maybe they need to have. And I didn't really had to look at Jalen Moore. They put him in right. He's like, well, maybe Jalen Moore is not that much better than Jawan Taylor.
Right.
Consistent. We got to realize that too. Like you can't, just because one guy comes in and the other guys, you're like, is this guy better at right? Because we know Jalen Moore is a left tackle. He's playing right. That's a different position. People don't want to believe it, but it is. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, definitely fair.
Yep. Who we got next, bro?
We got Running backs.
RBs. Okay. Very good. RBs. I'll tell you what, RBs had a chance to get off last night. And I was so happy to see it. I was. The times they got a chance to really run downhill, get the ball in their hand. They caught the ball out the backfield really well. Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, they did a really decent job. They found their holes. And I thought they looked good. And so, like what you said, B, that's what I got on here. I got a B. Gave him a B. Pacheco in front of his hometown crowd. Hunt, like I said, looked good. But this is what our running back room is. These are the guys, like, they're going to do the hard work, get them some yards, get them going. That's the way the offense should look. I love us going under center, giving them the football. Play action is better that way. Get them out in space quickly, get the ball out to them now, and just let them go one-on-one with a linebacker or corner or safety, whoever it may be. But I think they did a good job, man. So.
Also, I got to say, the biggest BS call was his Kareem Hunt's penalty, which forced us to miss the PAT at the end of the game. They said apparently they're enforcing that this year, the slit neck celebrations. Which, if you watch it, he does it more from like a side thing. It didn't seem like that egregious as what the referee saw. Yeah, I just saw that. I was like, oh, kind of ticky tacky, but
yeah,
at least give us a warning on that. All right, so wide receivers, JD.
Ooh, okay. You're down to wide receivers. Wide receivers looked good last night. I think, like I said before, Tyquan Thornton coming in looked good catching the football. Juju Smith-Schuster looked good catching the football. Howard Brown looked good catching the football. All three of those guys did a great job. Nico Remigio coming in, doing the little jet sweep, looked good. We got a solid receiving core. And I try to tell everybody that because we got veteran guys who have been there before that can help out a young guy like Tyquan Thornton. The reason why we haven't went and got somebody else, Marcus, where everybody was like, oh, my gosh, Xavier Worthy's out. Oh, we need to go get such and such and all these guys. I'm like, why? You got legitimate guys in the room. We had that. We got guys that are experienced. We got guys that had 1,000-yard receiving and caught a number of balls in the league in Hollywood Brown and in Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju Smith-Schuster looks like Juju Smith-Schuster before he went to New England for us. That's how he looks. He does a great job blocking, catches the ball well. He had that Warren behind him. He should have caught, like, I know he was saying, like, daggone. I'm like, you know what, Juju? I ain't even mad at you for that one. I'm not. Because the way you snagging the ball right now, man, and getting up the field looks great. Okay? Those things are going to happen. Same thing, Hollywood Brown getting out of the break, catching the football. Everybody's like, oh, he don't have yak yards. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, dang, you know what it is? Okay, I'm going to say this. I get, when I'm looking at the comments and people talking, everybody's fantasy football owners. This is what it is. This is what I'm arguing with right now. That's what I'm arguing with. Taze is another guy. That's what I'm arguing with. Fantasy football. Okay? It's all about yards and all those different things. And it's about, for me, it's about moving the chains. Everything don't have to look sexy. Hollywood Brown don't have to hit you over the head for 150 yards and catch deep balls. We've seen him catch deep balls before. Why? Because that's who Hollywood Brown has been. He's always been that guy. It hasn't changed. It's not. And somebody said it earlier. It's like, man, Hollywood Brown, we ain't really had a whole healthy Hollywood Brown since he's gotten here. We didn't have him during camp. But somehow we just think because Hollywood Brown had been hurt last year that, he had the clavicle and all that, and now all of a sudden we think Hollywood Brown can't catch football? He can't play? Now all of a sudden he's a scrub off the street? And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I don't know what evaluation it is, but I tell you what, I know the coaches evaluate guys, and who they have in there, they find the reason, put guys in there for a reason. That's why coaches do it. It ain't just me. This ain't just me, JD, saying this, okay? But it bears out and warrants it because of what the coaches do. So when we sitting over saying this, and Tyquan Thornton, beautiful. This is what I want to see that. I'm glad we got a 6'2" receiver that could go up and catch the football. We throw the ball deep to a guy. Love it. That's what we're looking for. And this is what I'm glad we are finally utilizing a body like this, because we should have been doing that. Now we got a guy here. But then all of a sudden, what I see is he has a great game and all explodes to now he shoot. Let's make him the number one receiver. Huh? Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Just back up a little bit. Okay? Yes, he's getting better. Yes, he's going up here. Yes, he's doing these things. And so Thunder Dan asked me a question on X on Twitter. And he was wondering, like, man, why are coaches saying keep your feet? Okay. And so the reason when coaches say, hey, man, keep your feet and stuff, it's because receivers that are not sure-handed or who may lack a little bit of confidence in their hands know if I catch it like this and cradle it, I can catch the football. And sometimes that's why they don't run through the play. They just want to make the play. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Now, here's the thing. Because some of the knock up there in New England was his hands wasn't all that reliable. Okay. I don't know if people know this or not. I don't know if y'all did your homework and whatnot, but that was kind of some of the knock of some of the drop balls he was having up there in New England. Okay. And so we get him here, and it's like, hey, man, we get you an offense. You get yourself back together, let you catch a lot of footballs, get some deep balls. Because he's a very talented receiver. He is. Okay? But let him develop. We want him to develop. Keep giving him stuff to do. Keep giving him deep balls. Love it. That's what it should do. Somebody was like, man, give him credit where credit is due. Absolutely give him credit where credit is due. But one thing I'm not going to do is diminish other guys that's around him who's making plays. Okay? Because it seemed like now all of a sudden, now Hollywood Brown is just, Yeah, Hollywood Brown here with $11 million? It was for a reason. Why? Because he was worth it. That's why he gave me the money. That's why. And so Juju Smith-Schuster, shoot, arguably number one receiver up here in Pittsburgh. You know, like Hollywood Brown was the number one when he was with the Ravens. These are talented guys. But we want to go get everybody. Let's go get everybody else. Same we doing with the running backs. Let's go get everybody else. Let's get Alvin Kamara here. I said, why don't we just go after Saquon Barkley while we at it? Okay? Derrick Henry. Let's go do that. Jonathan Taylor. How about we do that? Okay? Oh, let's go get Tyreek Hill back. Okay. You want to get Tyreek from down there in South Beach? It's going to cost you a lot of money, some draft picks and all those different things. We'd love to have him. But the guys are still here. And the guys are coming back. Jalen Royce is still coming back. Marcus, Xavier Worthy, and Rashid Rice. 3 guys are coming back. Capable, good receivers are coming back. So the question is, these guys that's here who are already proven, going to hold it down. They're going to hold it down. And guess what we did? We just utilized a Tyquan Thornton as another weapon. We had just unlocked that. And Nico Remigio too. Nico should be getting some catches and some plays. That's why we have a type. So when guys go out, we got somebody that can come in. They ain't like all of a sudden you turn around like, dang, who we got over here? Somebody wanted, Sky won. We know Sky was, we know he was struggling. We knew that. We know it. But right now, the receiving core that we have out here, these guys, proven. They're proven. We got a young guy in Tyquan who's getting there, getting himself back together, and that's what I love. because we're giving that chance in it. So with that being said, I'm giving the wide receivers. I'm giving these jokers a B+.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. I am.
Yeah. All of them stepped up yesterday. All of them did.
They did. They all contributed. That's what that's what you like. Shoot, 5 receptions, 4 receptions, 4 receptions. I mean, come on, 71 yards, 55 yards, 42. I mean, it's a good day.
Nico's rushing attempt too.
Yeah, man. I mean, shoot. So
yeah,
I like it. Yeah, because nobody give him the chance. Nobody's like, he's okay. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, this receiving group to be as good as it is without your number 1, your number 2, and your number 4 receiver. Let's say Jalen Rose is the number 4. It's a pretty deep receiver room, and if people want to say, "Oh, need Tyreek Hill," it's like we're not seeing the full picture because we don't have everybody here. But for what it is, most teams wouldn't be able to bear a game, let alone 3 games without your top 2 targets.
Hey, man, knee jerk reaction, knee jerk.
Yeah,
Somebody said, "Oh man, JD doesn't like a young guy getting accolades over the veterans," huh? Hey, man,
was that on Twitter? Or was that on YouTube?
I think it was on YouTube. I think it was on YouTube. And I was like, hey, I don't know how you got to that ridiculous assertion, but hey, have at it, man.
And people are going to see what they say.
Yeah. I want Tyquan Thornton to tear it up. I want him to move to be the number 1. I want all the great things for this man to do that. For every single one of them to do it. And what I love about it is because these guys come out hard-hatted lunch pail. And the first time Xavier Worthy got hurt, all I heard from everywhere else, and you talking about these other channels and stuff like that, and on Twitter, all I heard was, go get someone else. And that was completely disrespectful to these guys that's in the room. Andy and those guys knew it. Pat and those guys knew it. Hey, man, they doubt us for real? Like, man, they don't think you. Hey, I would have went to Hollywood, man. They don't think you ain't the guy that you used to be, man. They don't think you are. Juju, you ain't the same dude that everybody thinks you are. We need to go get somebody else. And everybody wants to answer. The Chiefs just trudge along because they sitting there saying, we're going to stick with the guys that we got. Why? Because we love the guys that we got, and we know they can do it. They can do the job. Because if they couldn't, they wouldn't be here. So
yeah, it's amongst the most talented wide receiver room we've had in a long time. So
long time, man. I'm up and down the room, Pro Bowlers, up and down the room. You look at guys, 90 catches, 1,000 yards, up and down the line. Look at it.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I love it.
All right, now we're going to head to the tight end room, JD, and I'm going to go take a quick bathroom break, JD. But you got the tight ends here.
Okay, all right. So TEs, my guys stepped up. Travis Kelce on the side. They got a little upset because everybody want to make as if it's some type of controversial thing. Travis Kelce's bumping into Andy Reid and not happy, and maybe you need to be concentrating on doing his job, and he's dropping instead of concentrating on Taylor Swift. And everybody else who was tired of hearing Taylor Swift, now everybody makes it about Taylor Swift when it's not about Taylor Swift. And Travis just trying to go out there and make plays. And what you seen last night was a vintage Travis Kelce getting open, catching a daggone football. One-on-one, he says, I made you look. I'm going to do it to you. It didn't matter who it was. He was getting open, catching the football. It looked glorious doing it. Guess what else? We got the ball to number 83. Noah Gray. He needed to get the football. And I'm glad we're starting to try to incorporate a little bit more of Noah Gray into what we do because he is vital to our success. Now, the tight ends didn't have a really good job last week blocking. No. A lot better job this week, but also, too, we got them out there on pass routes, one-on-one. These guys, like I said before, and I keep reiterating over and over again, that these guys are the best tight end room in the business, okay? And we got to continue to use that personnel. 12 personnel, 13 personnel. These guys can come out there, and they can do it. So with that being said, man, I actually gave our tight ends I gave him a B. Because there was still some things that's kind of, about that. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, I don't know if you cover this at all, but I do love they finally are getting Noah Gray involved again. It seems like the first 2 weeks he didn't really get involved.
Yes, sir. And they need to. And at some point I want to get somewhere to see, Tanya getting the ball. He's coming in. He's coming in. Need to get the ball to him too. I mean, literally, we got 3 guys that can beat anybody one-on-one. Linebackers, safeties, corners. They can do that. Like I said, Noah Gray would have had one that Pat was looking for deep, and he got thrown in his face. So, all right. So, Marcus, you go ahead and go. Let me get my bathroom break since you didn't say that now. You're going to pull it up out of me. All right.
All right.
Let me pull it right, and I'll finish up on the D side. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
So JD's taking a bathroom break. Yeah. So I mean, like JD said, I love the fact that we were able to utilize Noah Gray. Not being able to utilize him, I mean, it looked last year. I think he led our team in touchdowns, for receiving touchdowns. So not having him, not being able to utilize a guy who was our guy that in the red zone last year's studded. He also had a pretty big catch that was called back yesterday too. So they're utilizing our guy, and that's great. And we're coming up here soon where Jake Brinstool, the IR spot, that's what that first 6 weeks of the season, I believe. NFL IR rules, I believe it's a week 6. When can he return here? Okay. Return. I'm curious here. Okay, so must miss a minimum of 4 games. Okay, so so after this week, there might be a little thing here, and I think right now he had the IR spot, which it was able to land him on the team and able to keep other guys here, but 4 games minimum. So we're maybe entering upon a designation where we could see him come on the team. I'm curious to see what happens with that. So that'll be interesting after this week. So that's the 4-week that marker there for that. So I'm really curious to see if anything happens with that. Jake Brinstool, the IR spot, he must miss a minimum of 4 games. So I wonder after the 4-game marker, I wonder if we see a little call up from the old JB. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting to see if they unleash Brinstool. I mean, they're not even utilizing Jared Wiley right now, so I don't know if they will. But
they're not going to bring him up. He'll be on the practice squad or something. They'll figure it out. But he's not.
Yeah.
If you're not using all the 3 tight ends you got right now fully, there will be no reason to do it. Yeah. So
yeah. Obviously, it was more of a strategic way to keep him on the team, whereas I'm thinking like, ooh, once that 4 weeks is done, we might be able to see him. But, yeah.
So Optimistic James says, not Trey, but mention that like a Scatterboo in the running back room. You got a couple of guys like that. Scatterboo's got a very talented set. He's very low to the ground. That's why it's hard to tackle. Okay, he's a bowling ball. He's very strong. He runs behind his pads, and we seen that last night. And he got the first win kind of on Nick Bolton, and after that, suckers start tattooing him. You know what I mean? And if we're not running past lanes, and we kind of there's a couple of things we missed, hitting the hole to meet him there. Why he kind of got off, he got the touchdown. That was another thing. I'm just like, well, that's something else. But shoot, he had what was Scatterboo? He had 10 attempts for 60 yards. That's what he had. 1 TD. The longest was 13 yards. So that's what you're gonna get.
He was also the leading receiver too.
Yeah.
6 for 60. So I mean, they're definitely utilizing the heck out of him.
Hey, nobody else get open. No, Williams put lockdown on everybody. Hey, shoot. They made sure neighbors wasn't going. No.
Yeah, secondary across the line there, man. They really did a great job.
Right.
PFF has they rated Noah Williams like a 90 in PFF ratings, and apparently as of right now, Brian Cook's like the number 6 overall safety in PFF. So Brian Cook doing a really good job. A lot of people were hyping him up before the season. He's looking all that in a bag of chips.
He is. At that first game, I think he really settled down, man. He's because he knew it was on him. He knew it was on him. I can almost see that like during training camp, like he knew. Like that void is, Justin Reed's not there. This is your show. This is what you're supposed to do now.
Big shoes to fill. Yeah.
That's all right. You got it.
Yeah, 100%.
Since in. Let's go, baby. Come on, 6. 6 got it.
Yeah, he does. All right, so our last position group, or position of our offense is our fearless leader, PM15.
Oh, QB1. So, okay. Patty, ended up 22-37, 224 yards, 1 touchdown. Pat still using his legs to get up the field. Didn't really, because they had a spy on him, they want to make sure he wasn't going to just take off running on us, which they should have done that. And so I think, man, to be honest with you, I think Pat was just average. He did everything he needed to get that. You know what I mean? To just for the win and whatnot. But yeah, those crazy backward passes, hit 2 of them. But him going to get it, I think it's real. I'm sitting there like, man, what's going on? How you have 2 in the game? I think that's the why he like that second one he missed and it back. He had to go get that. He knew he had to get that one back. He discussed it. He talked about like, man, this is crazy. What am I doing in harm's way? When I know when I'm throwing to the guy, he's behind me. He sees it. He knows it. So there were some throws he missed. There's some throws he missed too. And some easy things. Somebody said he can't progress till number 12. That's what Optimist said. Miss Kelce on the route, that throw was awful. Behind him, a little behind Juju. Juju probably still had it because he had his hands on it. That was that one to Kelce. I was like, what? There was a couple times he's looking down the field and he could have easily got the ball out to guys in the flat and like, let's just go. Take what the defense is giving you, and you hold it. And I'm like, Pat, check it down. It's wide open. You see that they've run the corner out of there. Linebacker's out deep. Give them one-on-one with the running back, okay? In open field. Let them just go do their work. So, Under Brown says, I think he's been watching Marcus Flash too much. Oh, man. So, look, Pat, does a good job, poise. When he's going to put it in there, he's going to give it to you. He's going to throw strikes when you need him to do it. So yeah, man, I gave Pat. I'm good with that. I'll give Pat a B. I was going to give him a B minus. I'm right there, B minus mode. I think.
Yeah, wasn't his best.
No.
Yeah, I mean, on those backward passes. Why was Pop turned the other way like that? That was the one thing I've seen General 51 say that. Why was he turned the wrong way on that, like, that backward pass?
Why he turned the wrong way? Well, one time he was chipping. He was supposed to chip, and Josh Simmons is supposed to run the defensive end up the field, just running past it, and they hit each other and fell down. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's something they had to get better too at, okay, is that mesh between those two when they meet. When Pac sees it, make sure you're not messing up Josh Simmons on the side when you're helping out with the chip. See color, hit color, right? That's what you got to be able to do. Burns is a real dude, though, man. Daggone.
Yes.
I'm watching this. Now look, I say this, man. Look, I'm a guy. When I played, I was in shape. Okay, I was in shape, Marcus, and I look good. You know what I mean? My uniform. Oh, I look at the Burns arms. I said, man, this sucker right here, man, is put together. I like this dude, 6'5", and he was giving the business. John Simmons had to hold on. He's like, hey, you better get ready. Then he went over to Juwan Taylor and said, I'm gonna get a little bit of you too. So
yeah, he's moving out all over the place.
yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. So
yeah, he's one of those guys who's a product of playing with Carolina for so long. People don't really know who he's not a household name.
He is. Right. Yeah.
He's a beast. Channel Lock 440 says bring Dunn back for a few games.
Oh no, shoot. Help, Pat, watch out. No, shoot, I try to. I'm gonna hold you. I'll hold you to death. I'm gonna get me 15 yards. You best believe that. You ain't just gonna beat me. I grab the back of your jersey and pull you down. At this point, nope. You ain't gonna hit Pat.
No, sir. All right, now we're going to go to the defensive side of the ball. Beginning with Spags. There was no pictures of Spags from this game, so I saw this picture. I thought this was an awesome picture.
Okay. Spags called a masterful game. Blitz package, utilizing guys in different positions. I love how he was rotating them. Obviously, Joe probably had a lot to do with that too. I mean, that's conversation. You know, when you get together, you could tell this is what the staff has chosen to do. Okay, but Spags is the conductor of everything. But he called a masterful game. I gave Spags a B+ because what he did, he's allowed his secondary to play more aggressive, bracket, neighbors, take away from Wandale Robinson. And he said, everybody else out here, let them beat us. If they're going to try to get it, we're going to make sure they're going to earn everything that they get. So Spags did a great job, man. I gave him a B+, man. Well done, Spags. Great defensive scheme.
You also know, too, how well of a job they did. I believe I just saw online that they've benched Russell Wilson and for Jackson Dart. So Chiefs were the team that benched Russell Wilson. That's Spags doing in there.
Boy, it's a roller coaster, ain't it? The highs and lows of football. Sucker was up on, he was 451 one week. Second week, that sucker sitting up on the sideline, twiddling his thumb.
Nuts.
Asking Sierra to sing him a lullaby. Sing me a song. I'm going to need something right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what Spags doing. And Spags, like we talked about last week, the Chiefs done a great job against Russell Wilson over the last 5 times we played him. We didn't get the 5 sacks that we averaged against him. We had 2 sacks against him and just had pressured the heck out of him all night. So, love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, now we're going to go to the defensive line grade, JD.
D-line. I tell you what, man, I'm absolutely happy to to inform everybody that our D-line played a damn good job. They did a good job this last game. Okay, have improved. They moved Karlaftis around. They moved Amenahu around. They brought in. They let Norman Lott play. He did a tremendous job. Gelati did a good job. Chris did a good job. All those guys did a good job up front. And 2 sacks, they got pressures. I'm looking at some combinations that they have with guys, and I'm just like, this combination can't work together. You know what I mean? I'm just like, you can't put these 2 guys. Nope, don't do that. But I think they did a good job, man. I think they did a good job. So I actually given the D-line, I'm giving them a B. I'm giving them a B. They did a great job.
And I'm seeing numbers here, JD. So Chris Jones had 7, Karlaftis 7, Omar Norman Lott had 5. These are all individual pressures last night. So Jones had 7, Karlaftis had 7 pressures, and Omar Norman Lott had 5. Casey pressured Russell Wilson on 54% of his dropbacks despite only blitzing 6 times. So we're starting to see the pressures without the blitzing, so that's huge.
That's what I needed to see, man. Karlaftis did a lot of it, man. He played. Karlaftis was probably one of his best games I've seen him play.
For sure.
And what I'm talking about as well, like playing down the line of scrimmage. Because sometimes he gets caught in no man's land. Maybe not cutting off that lane. He did a good job, man, coming down, crashing down, and making the play. He was everywhere last night. I was like, "Dad, who was that?" I'm like, "That's Karlaftis."
And it's a violent hits too against the running backs too.
He was. So, yeah, man. If y'all don't give him B plus, you know what, man? I give him that love, man. But definitely a B. I think they did a good job. Definitely a B.
More tidbits about Omar Norman-Lott. In just 14 pass rush snaps, he racked up 5 pressures, 5 QB hurries. Among 170 defensive tackles with at least 1 pass rush snap this season, Omar Norman-Lott ranks first in pass rush productivity at 15.2%, just like he did in college.
He looked good, man. He looked good. He looked good against the run, too. Man, what do we hear? Man, Norman-Lott he's no good against the run. Why are you putting him in? And the talking heads. Hey, man, the chief says when you come here, we're not bringing you in here just to rush the passer like you did in college. You here to do it all. So everybody else sitting over here like that's not his forte. That's not what yes, it is. That's what we employed him to do. That's what he's here to do. And he did a good job of it. He did a good job holding 2 guys down. I was watching him. I was like, hitting guys in the mouth. And I'm talking about stalling them at the line of scrimmage. I'm like, that's right there. That's exactly what we need. He's got a nice punch to him, man. He's quick. He's quick. And that develops his speed equals power. Quickness equals power. And you've seen him do that. So, shoot, I almost want to get the D-line a B plus, man.
Honestly, yeah, I wouldn't mind the B plus.
Seriously, man, them jokers did a good job. I wanted to see more sacks and more. Was some of that because of cover sacks? I do believe so. Right. I do believe that a lot of that was that. Okay. And so that's why I was like B plus, Scatterboo getting so I could live at B plus. Y'all won't give him B plus, you can, but definitely a solid B.
Yeah.
So solid B.
And also with the Omar Norman-Lott, a lot of people were like, just scared about his weight gain right before the season starts. Oh man, he gained 20 pounds. Like he's too slow to be a pass rusher. And it's not really affecting him, is it?
Nope. Guess what, Marcus? Hey man, we trying to grow him to get to a place. Hey man, this is what we want you to do. It's what we want you to be. Oh, it didn't work the first. Well, that it's only the first couple games. Ain't got no time. Man, missed a little bit of camp too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the ankle injury. Yeah.
Zero patience. Zero.
Yeah.
It's all reactionary. All reactionary.
Always.
And I'm just like, it's.
General 51 had one more question on the D line. Do you think we need a better edge rusher who can bend the corner with speed instead of power on both sides?
Oh man, do we need? We're playing fine right now, and as long as we're bringing in more complicated blitzes, I think we're going to see a little bit more generating some of that edge from our defensive ends. I just think like Karlaftis to me, like, okay, you proved to me, man, that money, like I want to keep seeing why we spent that money. Oh, that's what I want to see. All right. I'm just going to be honest. I want to see why we spent that money. Okay. For you to go out there and do it. That's what I want to see. So it's consistency, but he had a good game yesterday, man, all over the place. So, and I think we'll get there. We'll get there. Could he get another speed rush, General 51? Possibly, right? I'm not opposed to any of that at all. If you get more speed rush, sure. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Good question.
Good question, General 51. All right, we got defensive back grade, JD.
Oh, go to DBs? Okay. DBs. These guys, 2 interception, shut down Neighbors. Sladen wasn't really getting anything because Noah Williams punched him in his mouth. The bracket and where they were on the field, all the things that the woes we had the first week were done. Guys are communicating. Guys know where they need to be on the field. I think they have a much better understanding as far as like where they need to be. And they're doing a very good job of it. Them suckers was hitting yesterday too. That secondary was lighting people up. Jalen Watson coming up. Yeah, I see he hit. Ooh. It's like, hey man. Tracy like, hey, my shoulder. It's like a lay down. It's like a lay down yesterday. And I'm telling you, man, they came up. There was, tackling, wrapping up. I think the only snafu I see, man, was when Scatterboo scored, and they should have been in position to stop that, and they weren't. They weren't. So what's some of those? But I gave, man, the DBs should have had an A, as that's a tight one. Oh man, definitely B plus, but I am kind of leaning almost A. They almost deserve it A, man. Shoot, I mean, I'm looking at Scatterboo 8, he is 6, Slayton 4, Wandale Robinson 1, Neighbors 2. All right, man. This might be my first. Can you give an A minus? G, is it A minus? Is it something A minus? You know what? I'll do it. How about we'll do A minus? Is there A minus? Is there such thing as A minus?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Is it?
Well, it's a tier below the A and a tier above the B plus.
All right. A minus, G. I'm right with you, G. I'll give him A minus. Okay.
Ooh, is that the first A of the year, I think?
The first A of the year, I think. Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah. Love what we saw from the DBs and seeing all the young guys step up too. Noah Williams stepping up, like you said. CRW, his sophomore year coming up big as well, getting some reps. I love what I'm seeing from the defensive backs since week 1.
Yeah, they did a great job yesterday. It was brilliant.
Yeah, only 3 receivers caught a ball. And only 2 really up until the fourth quarter. They caught a pass. Wandale finally caught a ball at the end of the game, and then there was that 3 receivers. Everybody else just a bunch of checkdowns to tight ends and running backs.
Yeah.
And again, got Russell Wilson benched. All right, now we got linebackers, JD, last position group of the defense.
LBs, that's my dudes, man. LBs, much better game. Wasn't really a solid group the first 2 games of the season. But this game, man, you could tell, man, they quickened it up. They was coming downhill, making tackles, sideline to sideline, making tackles. They look good. I think this is their best game yet from that group. No question about it. With that being said, Nick Bolton did well. Chanel did a good job. Drew Tranquil did a good job. The only time I see it was a couple of those runs. They ain't got no A. That's not, nah. A couple of those runs, they was out of position, and it was them taking themselves out of position, and they didn't hit it like they should have. Okay. So, G, man, I don't think they was tackling too high. Scatterboo's down. Man, he's there low. He's low. When I seen Nick go down, and Nick got like underneath him, and they're just like, no. And that's when I realized how low to the ground he really is when he runs. How big is Scatterboo, man? How tall is he?
He looks tiny as far as height-wise.
Yeah, he does.
5'11", 216 is what he's listed at.
5'11"?
Yeah, 5'11", 216.
5'8", man.
He does look like he's 5'8".
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's his proportions. He's got like a thick neck and like a giant head, so like, and then he just looks like.
Oh yeah, not a lot. Yeah, he's not going to give you a lot. Everything he's bringing with him, he's going to bring everything but that 5'11", 215 frame. He's bringing it all. Thick legs and all that, man. Shoot. But with that being said, man, I'm gonna get my LBs. I was gonna give him a B. I think I'm gonna be with a B.
B?
Yeah.
That's more than fair.
Yeah.
But they were bringing the heat last. They're bringing the lumber, and you got to love that.
Yeah, man, they did a good job.
Like even Cochran and McDonald on that one punt return, they brought the heat. They smacked it. It was the one where Josh Williams touched it by accident, and then they were coming down the sideline, just cracked that dude. So you like seeing that from the linebackers, even the special teamers.
Yeah, they came out there to make a case for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so final group is Dave Tope in the special teams room, and that's been getting a lot of people saying that Butker needs to get whipped into shape, and he hasn't looked the best this year.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man, with kickers. And usually, Buckner 50 on in, he's pretty consistent. I think special teams is just okay, but I don't know what's going on with Buckner. Really, I don't. But it seemed like it's a flu. A lot of kickers out here, boys, is looking terrible. Returns a week, yeah. Rashard Smith ran one right, and I'm like, what? He ain't gonna make a move. Nothing. He ain't gonna do none of that.
I am surprised of his lack of elusiveness on his returns. I thought he would show us a little bit more on his returns. So far, he hasn't really shown us like no moves at all. It's just running straight, and that's it.
I don't think he's an elusive guy, is he?
I don't think so either. A lot of his touchdown runs in college were like straight line stuff.
That's right. He's speed. That's what he is, baby. Yeah. So, he's a Ferrari. He's straight here. Ooh, but he got a cut. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey. But it just kind of really, it just didn't, it was underwhelming, to say the least. Covered well, did the things he needed to do, but
yeah. Besides the Josh Williams play, that was the only thing that was, as far as coverage wise, last night.
That's right. I forgot about that. Dang, Marcus. Okay, there it is. So from that being said, Marcus, that's teams got a C.
Oof. My bad, Josh.
Okay. That's right. I forgot about that. You got to know that in the air, man. You got to look up and find the ball. Okay. Mm-hmm. I know the returner is one indication, but you have to look up. You got to just take a peek. Okay, find it real quick, coming off.
Yeah, the one thing I will say, I know, I think I commented on Lance the Spoken. He tweeted earlier talking about Butker. How beginning of last year, you started to see him miss more PATs. It's becoming a common trend. Now we move into this year, and I'll say this: Kelce and Mahomes and Andy Reid get a lot of flack for, extracurricular stuff, especially Kelce. He gets a lot of flack for the extracurricular stuff. Yeah. And, Kelce's getting flack for it. I think it's fair for us to say, because Butker's doing a lot of things politically outside of football. And it's like, let's hone in on it. Let's get back and let's hone in on the craft. I mean, I know.
Is he?
Extracurricularly, yeah. I mean, I think I was a couple of weeks ago. You got put on the sports council for the administration.
Who did?
Butker, he's a part of the sports council. I don't know what it's called, the special sports council for the administration
with Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah,
you want to say Carl Barkley turned down?
Yes, that.
Well,
that. But it's like if we call out Kelce for if you want to call that out, also it's fair to say let's stick to your your bread and butter, man. Kicking the field goals. We need you. We need it for the PATs. We need you to hit these 50-yarders. So
Yeah, maybe need to tell his wife get out the kitchen and help kick some field goals in the backyard.
yeah, yeah.
I'm playing. No, just I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking. But man, listen. But even then, he's a kicker. He's a kicker.
Yeah.
Coach for me will be like, just kick the daggone ball.
One job.
Yeah. But I do believe that he will get his groove back. I do. Not really worried about him. It's just like one of those weird things, like, like, okay. Just a little stretch. Okay. Just get it back in where you need to, right? He's done enough that I'm thinking he's good every time he kicks it.
Yeah, I mean it's automatic. Butker's been amazing for us, so I don't want to see it go the way of like what happened with Tucker towards the end, where he was starting to miss everything towards the end. And that's a thing too, especially these really badass kickers. There's always a point where they get to, and I don't think he's at this point yet, but they always get to a point where like all of a sudden they go from automatic to slowly start missing more. You saw Vinatieri start to do that in New England. You saw, even Mike Vanderjagt start to do it at the end of his time in Indianapolis, and then the same with Tucker towards the end in Baltimore, and also Gostkowski at the end with the Patriots as well. So I don't think we're there yet with Butker, but this is kind of worrisome to start to see this stuff.
Buckner's still kind of young. He still should be good, man. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Who was that? The kicker up there with the Bills. The one they just signed for Arizona. What's his name?
Oh, Matt Prater?
Yeah, Matt Prater. Matt Prater looks like somebody's grandfather. I like.
Old as heck.
Yeah, man, but he's doing it. I'm like, hey, look at Matt. Matt came in, and I know that like somebody like, hey, who are you? Stop. Where you going? Like, you have credentials to get in here? Yeah, I'm a kicker. Like, yeah, right. Come on back here.
Well, when you were playing, you had something. Morton Anderson looked like he was ancient when he was playing with you guys. He looked like he was like 70-year-old man when he was playing with y'all. How old was he at the time?
Morton was 50, maybe.
Was he really that old at that time?
I don't know. 40-something, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think he's 50. I don't know. I'm not sure how old he was, man. But Morton was just a cool dude all around.
He was.
I love about kickers. Kickers are good guys. They are. They hang out, kind of quirky, but they're good guys. They are. And so, but Morton was a fun guy. All the time. All the kickers usually fun guys. You know what I'm saying?
He was 42 when he was playing with you guys.
42?
42.
Yeah. So back then you look like, oh man, you 42? Shoot, man.
He was automatic from like 40 to 46 when he was playing with you. If you got into 40 to 46 range, he was locking it. It was easy going in.
Yeah, right. You only have to watch the kick. You just turn around and get the kick out. Hey, kick out to get ready. All right, we good. Special team guy, he ain't even looking at him. All right, we going, it's good.
That's hilarious.
I just thought of a story.
A Morton Anderson story?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can't tell it.
Oh.
Oh man. Morse my guy, man. My guy.
Yeah. Love Morton Anderson. Hall of Famer, Morton Anderson.
Absolutely. That's right. Put that respect on that name, baby. Grammaticus. Yeah. Cubanos.
Hey. Hermanos, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think they were Cuban. Yeah, Argentinian. Yeah.
Oh, are they? Argentina?
Yeah.
Oh, Marcus, you got a little testy, Marcus. Hey.
Well, so when he said that, I was like, they weren't Cuban, were they? Yeah, I knew they weren't Cuban. Usually, I remember if a guy's a Cuban or Persian, that usually sticks in my mind if they're like a Cuban or Persian athlete.
Yeah, you like, oh, yeah.
Are they? I was like, how did I not know that?
Yeah. Like a little something else. Like, hey, I'm put him over here with us. No,
not that at all. Just I was like, how did I not know that?
I dare you calling them Cubans. So,
all right, guys. Well, that does it for us Monday evening. I hope you guys enjoyed JD's grades for the night.
Yeah. So, listen, we Wednesday coming out, trying to get us something. I think hollering at one of my boys come out for Wednesday.
Ooh, is it Mort?
Yeah, I need to. Hey, Mort would do it though. I call Mort. Mort wouldn't mind doing it. Really.
I mean, honestly, with these kicking woes, it'd be interesting to hear his take on everything. Honestly,
yes, it would. I'm gonna have to give him a shout, man, and see. So, but other than that, listen, great win for the Chiefs. Defense looks phenomenal. Offense is finding their rhythm, and it's good to see Tyquan Thornton that we're utilizing him the way that we're supposed to. We got a deep ball guy to go up 6'2" to do those things. Beautiful. Well done. Remigio getting involved. Noah Gray throwing the football with him. Isaiah Pacheco and Hunt running it downhill. We running it up the gut. This is beautiful. That's the way the offense is supposed to look. Travis Kelce getting off, doing his thing. Howard Brown, Juju, and everybody's contributed to this thing. So, guys are going to be fine. Okay, I'm going to watch. What's the score of the game? Anybody got the score of the game?
21-14 Baltimore. The start of the third quarter.
Okay. So, none of that matters really. None of that matters. All that matters when we get there in the game, we play our game plan, and we build on what we did this past week against the Giants. Okay. They had a very good defensive line. Huge for us to be able to stop them and do something against. All right. They have very good defense. They do. And so when we come up against them, the Ravens, they better be prepared. They better be ready. Because what we're trying to do at this moment in this time, if you had a chance to try to get us the first two games, you had your chance and opportunity. But now when we sit over here, we're putting this thing together, it's going to look really different. It's going to look different. I want us to get a little bit more involved, start running up the gut a little bit more, and think we're going to be fine. So with that being said, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming out tonight to come and see my grades. I hope it was to you all's liking or not to your liking, and you're going to talk about it and all those different things. But, hey, we keep standing behind our boys, man. That's what we keep doing, okay? They deserve it, and we know they're going to give it their all. So don't doubt them. I don't. Other people will. You can call them this and all call them that. You know what I'm going to call them? I'm going to call them the Kansas City Chiefs, okay? Super Bowl champs who've been hitting people in the mouth for these past few years, okay, and still one of the best in football. So with that being said, appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, coming out tonight to hang with us. Witchy Hall, Go Forever Casey, Amanda Brown, Sasha, Gail Whiting, Gary Holland, Linda Hunter, Deshaun Hammonds, Greg Rose, Demetrio Spence, MJ was here in the house with us tonight. Nina Sher was here. Business, what's going down? Buckner almost missed 3. Yeah, you did. He'll straighten it out. Justin the Way, Pono Kawhi. What up, Pono? Pono, what you had to say, man? How did I miss that? Let's be happy we don't have the Rams special teams blocking. They could have beat the Buzzards. They should have. Man, I watched that game. I was still in Philly when I was watching it. Still in Philly. And we were actually, moving to the airport to get to the, because I thought about going to the game. I was like, shoot, but it was just going to be too much trying to make that maneuver and stuff like that. But I thought about it. I'm like, man, it's going to be too much. But yeah, man, should have had a chance. Rams should be ashamed of themselves. Should have never lost that game. Faye Smith, Linda Hunter, Channel Lock 440, The Barbershop, Greg Rose, G, he in the house, Optimistic James, Lou 82, Greg Rose. I think I said probably 4 times if I give it to you, Greg. Greg, you the guy tonight, baby. Say your name about 4 or 5 times, brother. Okay. Always good seeing you, Greg. You know what we didn't do? We didn't do the open up the floodgates for everybody could talk. Okay. We will do it Wednesday. Wednesday night, y'all come on here. Okay. Have some questions and things y'all want to talk about. Wednesday night, we're going to open this thing up. And we'll open it up sooner than later. Okay. Because I want to make sure that we have maybe a set time. We'll put it out on Twitter and all these different things like, hey, man, we're going to open up for us to get on or people to get on to ask questions at a particular time. So y'all just stay posted. Okay. Stay right there with us and we'll let y'all know. Okay. Joe E, appreciate it, my brother. Hit the like button, you guys and gals. We would appreciate it like always. Andrew Sundberg. Andrew Sundberg said, Jason, I feel you. These bandwagon fans drive me crazy with the 22-9 and these clowns are hating on Chris Jones and saying our team sucks. The media is one thing, but Chief fans hating is whack. It is whack. Seriously. But, you know, it is what it is. It's going to happen, right? They've been used to it. It's okay. And they try to stay away from all the noise. So appreciate that, Andrew, for that statement. Chief, good to see you, my guy. Who else we have on here? General 51. Talking to him as well. Kevin, what up, Kev? I've seen Kevin here. Demonic Green Beans, Tailgater, which is G Pick, Don Peterson, Lars Zinkser. Who else we got on here, brother? I don't know. I think it's about it. Marcus. Denny B. Denny B. It's a new name. Good to see you, Denny B. Chiefs from Southern Cal.
See, the game is tied up now. It's 21-21. Lions are scoring, man.
Hey, man, they got a high-powered offense. We know it. Shoot. You know that for sure. Stu, what up, Stu? Stu, had to give you a shout, brother. Hope you're doing well. I seen you was on the show the other night. Haven't talked to you, brother, but give you a shout. Okay. Also, too, Chad, my Neff is saying what's up to y'all. Been wanting to get on here, so I know he's starting to go to bed earlier. You know, so I want to keep him up. But saying what's up to Chad, all the prayers and stuff that we appreciate everybody for him, and also for Stu and everybody else too. Okay. But Harvey Hubert is another guy that was on here tonight. First time seeing Harvey. John McDonald. What's up, John McDonald? JW84. Good to hear you, John McDonald. Stanley Mooney was in the house. What up, Stanley? Good to see you, bro. Let me see. Who else we got? I think it's Cordell Robinson. What up, Cordell? Good to see you, too. Adam Foster. What's up, Adam? Faye Smith. I know it said Faye already. So, yeah. The barbershop. If I didn't get to say it before, I think it's about it, Marcus. Sure, Rich Cooper. Yeah. Melly Matrix. Okay, I remember seeing Melly Matrix in here too. But, hey, man, with that being said, Marcus, my brother, listen, take care, man. I love you. We will see you all Wednesday night. Hey, take care. God bless. Love each other the way we're supposed to love each other. And make sure that it is love. That's how we're supposed to treat each other, with that type of love. Okay. God bless, Marcus, my brother. Love you, my brother. Okay? I'll see you then. Y'all be good. Wednesday night. Hey, say bad time, say bad channel. Concerns coming back at you. We'll see you then.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Chief Concerns presented by FanDuel, and we'll see you guys Wednesday night for some previewing of this amazing AFC showdown between the Ravens and the Chiefs. So, see you guys then.
All right.
Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Look, data brokers are out here making a profit for your information. Your name, your phone number, even details about your family can be compiled and sold online. That's why protecting your privacy is so important. The New York Times Wirecutter even named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. As someone with an active online presence, I've seen firsthand how valuable it is to take control of my information. Knowing my private data isn't floating around on dozens of shady broker sites gives me peace of mind. So here's the deal. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now, at a special discount for our listeners, Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/pro. That's joindeleteme.com/pro, code PRO. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.